Howdy folks, welcome to Heathen's Garage. On a list of things that shouldn't have really been on my priority list, this is probably one of them, but you know, when you're left to your own devices, sometimes you just get to work on whatever is bugging you the most. And that's just happens to be this. The inside of this thing, it's not the worst one I've ever done. It's not the most filthy, but it's up there. Like in mouse population, I think it's at least top 3. I don't think I can do anything else on this before I clean it out. I do want to capitalize on showing you the best thing ever in the trunk. Look at these Fender skirts in mint condition. And then a whole bunch of garbage. But like I'm pretty excited about those. And for us, it's about time we mask up. Because I wanted to start even pulling stuff out, and I kind of got grossed out. So I'm not usually squeamish for this kind of thing, but this is, yeah, it's like that. It's just not nice. Well, we vacuumed well past the life of our GoPro battery, and we have some improvement. Like, it certainly isn't perfect, but it is a lot better. At least it's not disgusting. Now, we probably need a rug doctor on there. The headliner's got to come out. And honestly, we should be pulling the seats out and really getting in there, which we'll do eventually, but for now, that's like good enough. But moving on, however, we did install these because they're just too cool to leave off. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then we looked a little further into the trunk, which, if we're honest, is mostly full of garbage. It did have this arrangement going on, which took me a minute to figure out, but what that means is it wasn't run when parked. It was pushed to where it parked. So we're not sure why that is yet. But we'll do some more investigating. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Anyways, as far as trunk treasures, there's basically a ball peen hammer, and everything else is garbage. There's also a steering shaft, which is weird. Anyways, I'm going to continue on throwing garbage out, and we'll bring you back in once the garbage is gone and I'm doing something more interesting than getting rid of garbage and mouse mess. We basically elected to throw all of it out, minus the tire and the rope, because that seems like it could be handy. We've also given it a vacuum. Now we're ready to move on to the front half, which is the interesting part, because I want to get it cleaned out. And then we'll just see what we're looking at. Now, the engine bay is just as disgusting as the rest of it. If you haven't seen this already, well, it's not good. And judging from the oil, I would say trying to get this thing running is going to be a waste of time. With the engine bay vacuumed out and not as disgusting to work in, we elected to see if the engine would turn over. I got a little carried away and hadn't turned the camera on yet. Broke the belt trying to turn the engine over, so we might have to try harder. It's not looking good for the small block Chevy in there. That's what I'm trying to tell you, but we'll spend, 3 minutes at least and see if we can make something happen. Now, I'll be honest, I don't usually use a lot of power tools because I like the quiet of a ratchet or a wrench, but we're just trying to get stuff done a little quicker this time. So, impacts are coming out and away we go. Well, actually, this is just a drill because I didn't know where my impact was, but whatever, it'll do the job. Okay, with the shroud off, we have a lot more access, but I think we better yank the fan too, because then we'll just have room to get onto the crank with something. Whatever we do, we know we're not going to try and break the crank bolt off, because well, Chevys are known to have that happen if you start on it. So we're going to try and avoid that. Okay, with those 4 bolts removed, which basically I jam a pry bar in there and then use the other hand to do a wrench, it's ready to come off. It doesn't normally come off that easy. I had already removed it once, but I forgot to film it, so I removed it again. Usually they're a bit of a wiggle and a jiggle. We're getting a little bit of progress happening here. So we have the crank pulley sitting there instead of on there. And now we're gonna build a tool to crank this over, because like you can crawl underneath and take the transmission cover off and get on the flywheel with a whatever pry bar. But I don't feel like crawling around on the ground today. So I wanted to build a tool, because I've wanted to do this for a long time, that just fits in there, and then you can put a bar on it and crank it properly. So we got a big socket here. We got some heavy duty rebar. We're gonna cut chunks that are, I don't know, extend past by there, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 an inch, something like that. If I had a grinder out here, I'd be using it, but I don't, so I won't. Do you see where we're going with this now? Oh, that's hot. Whoops. Do you see where we're going with this project now? Still hot. That's just welded, Ethan. Well, it's nice and spicy. Alright, now we got a tool. Now there is one good thing about living in Canada, you know, in this kind of weather. You don't usually have to look for a bucket of water if you need to cool something off. And this, folks, is what you're left with. This fits into a crank pulley. See right down here? Can you see? See, we'll put him in there, and then we get a big bar on it, and now we can crank. And if this don't turn it, chances are you got a problem. Okay, are you gonna turn, or are you not gonna turn? Oh boy! We have a problem here. How about the other way? Oh, what happened? Hang on, something moved. Oh man, it's turning! Oh, it's stuck again. Well, it hard stops this way, and then at 270 degrees, it hard stops the other way. We got a busted engine. That's all there is to that. Oh yeah, it just comes to a rock hard stop. Okay. Now the short version of that is, if we'd been able to spin it backwards all the way around and then forwards all the way around, we wouldn't be too worried. We'd probably try and make it run, but it comes to a dead stop. Like it's just, and then it's all I can pull and it don't budge. And you go back the other way and it's all I can pull and it don't budge. So chances are there's something seriously wrong with that. Now, you might find something else, but I'm guessing we got busted rod in there, something like that that's jamming up. So, you know, that's just the way she goes sometimes. We have good news to go along with that. And that is, thanks to a generous donation from Cousin Trevor, we have a replacement small block Chevy that, at least at last venture, wasn't seized. Though it was upside down. But you know what they say, ain't nothing to it but to do it. We're gonna get started pulling this engine out. We're just gonna dump the engine oil on Sweet Gravy here and see if that doesn't tell us an interesting story or not. Oh boy, that's tight. Oh yeah, there we go. Bear in mind, this was way over full and kind of resembled a gray milkshake. My hands are getting wet. Oh, that's coolant. That's coolant in the engine. This is the oil pan. It's supposed to have oil in it, not coolant. That's not good. I'm glad we didn't spend too much time trying to get it running. On the plus side, at least I'm draining the coolant and the oil at the same time. That's good, right?
Hi. Oh, hello, little bear. Good girl.
I just kept on working and, well, we made some progress. But you didn't miss anything good. I'll show you what we did. I forgot the camera on here last night, so the battery was stone dead and it's not taking a charge, so we're back to filming with our phone for a little while, which honestly, a phone camera is better than a GoPro anyways, other than ease of use. We had the torque converter bolts out. We have the oil drained and the coolant drained. And that's it. But, you know, that's a start for the morning. What do you guys think, eh? How about that? Now, admittedly, it looks almost exactly the same, except everything underneath is undone that needs to be. Elvis, you're making a bunch of racket. And everything on top is also undone that needs to be. Basically, we're ready to hook a crane up and... That was the sound. So let's do that. Well, we started that for about 3 seconds and we already have a problem. We are maxed out here. This... We've already moved to the hole that isn't supposed to be there. This we moved to the hole that isn't supposed to be there. And we're barely reaching. Like we reach at least. But we'll probably have to pick it up, pull it out a bit, set it down, and re-pick it because this is really tippy-overy as it is. Uh-oh. Yeah, we already have a problem here. Yeah, see that? That is off the ground. That's a problem. Alright, I'll stay here. We'll go counterweight. That's what we need here. Okay, we got it a little out, a little higher. Now we'll just keep on coming. Yep. Perfect. Yeah. Now, can we go a little further? Without busting anything? Nope, we gotta go down. Try a repick. Okay. That's better. Now we're getting somewhere. Wonder how much stuff I forgot. I see we're taking the transmission dipstick with us. That's ideal. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Out she comes, baby. We're almost there. Look at it, it's so close. Look how good it's going now. After we were able to reposition. It's still really heavy. Easy, don't wreck the radiator. Oh, don't wreck the hood either. Hey, I should take a link out of that chain. We're pretty tight here. Yeah, look at that! Well, folks, that is that. I won't say that went flawlessly, but, you know, the engine is out. I wish I knew something about small block Chevy so I could tell you more about it. I'll tell you the casting says that. And maybe you can tell me in the comments what kind of block it is. It's supposed to be a 305, but I don't know if it's a 305. It's not supposed to be orange. But of course only the valve covers are orange, not the rest of the engine, so I don't know what it is. I think there's a plate underneath the alternator that tells you, but what I know is it's junk, so it's hard to care. But it might determine whether it sits outside and be junk or sits inside and be junk, you know, for future planning. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Heathen's Garage. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Don't drive boring cars. Bye.